everyone, welcome back. I'm Steve from CriticalBlast.com, and here's today's Critical Blast. Will Fox's new series The Gifted live in a bubble? Brought to us by Marvel via Fox's mutant rights and mutant mainstay Bryan Singer, The Gifted will be a series rooted in the world of X-Men. What's up with that title, though? The Gifted? They couldn't find some way to get an X in the name? Are they that ashamed of the X-Men that with all the comic book titles they've had over the years, they couldn't find something better than The Gifted? It makes no reference to the X-Men at all, and when you Google it, you end up with a non-comic book movie starring Chris Evans. I don't think that's what they were going for, and since the movie did come first, you'd think that they would shift their thinking. Maybe a title like The X Factor. They've already had the X-Men in the movies, and X Factor is a legitimate X-Men title, so it just kind of makes sense that maybe they would go with that. Unless they were too afraid of that reality show being a problem. Among many other things, the trailer showed us a couple of kids stealing popcorn from a vending machine through some form of telekinesis. A girl who appears to be his sister tells the boy that she can teach him how to use his powers because she taught him how to swim. Makes sense, right? Personally, I think the doggy paddle is slightly different than controlling an advanced mutation. There are a couple of other mutants using their powers in the trailer as well, but none as obvious as when the glowing portal opens up. Already confirmed for the show, it's nice to get a glimpse of Blink's portal popping power. Blink is being played by Jamie Chung, who some of you might know her as Mulan from ABC's Once Upon a Time. Including Blink in the series is a no-brainer. They won't have to explain how they get from point A to point B without the use of the Blackbird. Having the ability to step through time and space will save them a lot of money on jet fuel. Both Warner Brothers and Marvel Studios were very explicit in making sure fans knew whether their TV shows and movies were part of the same universe. Because the X-Men reside with Fox, I have to wonder what their stance is. We already have an entire school of mutants being guided by Professor Xavier in the movies. Over on FX, they have Legion, and he's supposed to be the son of Professor X. And speaking of movie characters spilling over onto TV, Polaris, who is also confirmed as a character in The Gifted, is the daughter of Magneto. So are we going to get some daddy issues thrown into this family drama? Or will we just get some throwaway fan service line like, "Oh, I can control metal like my dad"? I know it's still very early, but if we don't get some connection made to Xavier or Magneto, then this show is to X-Men as Gotham is to Batman. It'll be all the Easter eggs, but none of the candy. So what if we do get a mention of Professor X? Do internet junkies go berserk and start a petition for James McAvoy to cameo? Will they explain why Xavier isn't trying to track them down with his mutant detecting machine Cerebro? From teleporters to telepaths, if they are indeed a part of the same universe, the crossover potential becomes limitless, which means it creates more problems than it solves. So while we don't have any official word yet, my verdict is in. I'm predicting they'll keep The Gifted separate to avoid any crossovers confusion. Having already been picked up for a full season, The Gifted premieres this fall on Fox. Now, if you like this episode, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. To see more videos like this one, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out. To interact with Critical Blast on social media, find us at facebook.com/criticalblast or on Twitter @criticalblast. For additional news, reviews, and opinions on the latest in pop culture, head over to CriticalBlast.com, where pop culture gets blasted. Once again, I'm Steve, and thanks for getting blasted with me.